Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm just saying.
Hello.
Why does this keep going? Why do you keep saying hello? Are you messing with me?
I'm not saying hello. I'm not saying hello.
You're not. Okay, then I'm getting a weird feedback.
What? What's going on here?
Well, I'm getting a weird feedback. I keep hearing you say hello. Am I the only one? Am I losing my mind here? Can chat? Tell me if you're hearing this over and over. You're not hearing Monkey say hello over and over because it's weird. It sounds like it is to me. Okay, it seems like maybe it's okay. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so you can't hear me, right? You're not fucking with me.
No, I hear you just fine.
All right, cool. All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Morning Night Live. Okay, and the chat here is both of us fine. So okay, no, I swear to God, it sounded like you said hello like 5 times. Anyway, so we're getting into welcome to the show. Let me say hello to some of the people who are already here. It says on my screen 0 viewers, but I see Jaeger Pony who was here first, and you get the first bell. And then good morning Chadwick Dupree, good morning Maniac Man, Chicago Mike, Pirate Pete, and whoever else is rolling in right now. You know what I didn't do yet is I didn't tweet this out. I haven't done anything with this yet.
I've already tweeted it out.
Oh, you've tweeted it out. Well, hot dog. Very good. Now, did you tweet out the Hangout or did you tweet out the stream? Because I only have the Hangout here. You're just on a separate Hangout.
I should have tweeted out the stream. Let me be sure.
All right, I'm gonna just go to my
It's just
Twitter.
No, I do it from the page that it's running on.
Okay, excellent. All right, so
Not my first time.
well, because I mix this up with Streamlabs, and so I never know sometimes if they're syncing right, and so and my volume for Hangouts comes out through my desktop, so I have to adjust my desktop volume for you. But you can't hear anything that I play, so that's why I can't play videos or music when I'm doing this with Hangouts on here. So I just wanted to check it out. But anyway,
Well, you can. I just have to go over to the stream to watch it.
oh right, yeah, you have to watch it there. So anyway, this morning the name of my I was gonna start out talking about Julian Assange because that was the biggest news of yesterday.
The real news. The real news.
Well, that's the real news. But then, damn, your boys got kicked off of Twitter.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh! I mean,
And just for being themselves.
well, whatever that. Yeah, for being the lying, cheating bastard grifters they are.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They were born that way.
Yeah, so I'm sure most of you who are here probably already know about this, but they got kicked off. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, if they get kicked off of Twitter for something like just saying things to people and being rude assholes, I would have been upset. I would have been like, you know what, that's not cool. As much as I think they're idiots, they're very entertaining idiots, and they are free to say whatever they want.
Well,
But
yeah, when Ed Krasenstein actually responded to my comment about them getting kicked off.
oh,
Well, actually,
nice.
Tall Person responded to me, and then he responded to Tall Person. And my response was cool. I don't agree with anything you say, but I don't want you silenced. That's when I was originally he'd come out and said that it was for harassment. And if that's it, then go to hell because they're jerks. And yes, I guess technically harass the president, but it's the president. He's not paying attention to those two idiots.
Right. Right. No.
So if it's something to do with any kind of free speech, I'm there fighting for them. If it's them doing this, then go to hell.
Yeah, they're morons. So anyway, for those who are not completely up to speed, there's an article in the Daily Beast, and this Daily Beast article kind of annoys me in a couple ways. The Daily Beast kind of makes them out as heroes, but and I'll put that one on the screen just a second here. So Twitter bans Resistance famous. Resistance famous. Is that like Twitter famous.
It's exactly Twitter famous.
So, Resistance famous Krassenstein brothers for allegedly operating fake accounts. Twitter has permanently banned prominent anti-Trump brothers Brian and Ed Krassenstein. You said it's Stein though, didn't you? It's Krassenstein.
It's actually Krassenstein, and I know this. It's Krassenstein. I know this from watching their podcast.
Yeah, well, you can rhyme more things with Krassenstein than Krassenstein if you're going to make up funny poems about him. So
it's funnier to me, yeah.
Alleging that the two of the biggest stars of the resistance, Twitter, has broken the site's rules about operating fake accounts and purchasing fake interactions with their accounts. The Twitter rules apply to everyone, a Twitter spokesman said in a statement. Operating multiple fake accounts and purchasing account interactions are strictly prohibited. Engaging in these behaviors will result in permanent suspension from the service. Now, and it's funny because they say, okay, the very next line, the suspensions are a major loss for the Krassensteins. Because they are definitely just Twitter famous. And it's funny because the entertaining thing about them is they were always one of the first ones to react to Trump.
Yes, which is probably part of what got him in trouble.
And I think the responding back and forth to each other got him in trouble too, even though you told a story this morning on Monkey in the Morning about how they blocked someone. Oh no, Polly told the story about they blocked some woman, and then she started getting responses to them or about them, and they liked every one of them, and then said it might, then got an email about it might be Russian bots. Did you pop out?
One moment here.
Okay. Here, I'll keep going on the story real quick. The suspensions are a major loss for the Krassensteins who use their massive. I can hear you. Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Did you lose me? Well, while I'm at it here, also, good morning, Truck and Bear, Chicago Mike, Maniac Manor, he said, Seamus Derby, what's going on? Yes, Monkey is in the house.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you just fine. Can you not hear me? Apparently you can't hear me. Let me check something real quick. You should be able to hear me. Here. All right, well, Monkey has technical difficulties, which very well could be mine, but I don't have anything muted here. And Maniac Man can hear both of us. What's going on here? Here, I'll put some in here real quick. All right. Well, while Monkey is, while Monkey is having his issues there, I'm going to keep going here. And the brothers appeared to be unusually good at getting attention on Twitter. While the Twitter statement doesn't explain what the Krassenstein brothers actually allegedly did to illicitly promote their accounts. Here, hang on. Fake interactions could engage buying bots to retweet their posts or buying fake followers to inflate their profiles on their site. So yeah, they had a bunch of different accounts, and we're just not sure what they had multiple accounts and basically broke the Twitter rules. So goodbye, Krassensteins. I played that song. I wrote a song about this too. But Monkey can't hear it. Good morning, all you need. Good morning, Necro. Good, and I say,
damn it.
Still? Okay. We can all still hear you. Oh, I wonder if I need to set up another. Yeah, because that's just me now. Oh, I see. You backed out. And he has left the call. Okay, so we'll wait to see if Monkey can get back into this, or I might even have to start another call. So we'll see what happens here. All right. Anyway, so yeah, so instead of talking about Julian Assange, I get to talk about the Krasenstein brothers. All right, let's but you know, let's see where we at here. Sorry folks, we are having technical difficulties, so we'll get through those pretty soon. Moving on though, let's go into, let's see. Oh, the other big news yesterday. Now, we didn't get into this in my show in the morning, but as you also know, my favorite topic for the last several months has been your boy Jesse Smollett. And normally I would wait until Wednesday when we do the Jesse updates, but this was interesting. Judge unseals records in Jesse Smollett criminal case. A Cook County judge Thursday ordered records in Jesse Smollett's criminal case to be unsealed after WGN News and other media organizations filed lawsuits calling for them to be released. This is about transparency and trust in the system, media attorney Natalie Spears said. We believe the public has a right to know what the government did, and here's why. Attorneys for Smollett, 36, previously succeeded in sealing records by citing the actor's right to privacy, but the order issued by Judge Stephen Watkins Thursday said those rights were trumped when... Oh, trumped? No pun intended. Trumped when Smollett's legal team conducted multiple interviews. These are not the actions of a person seeking to maintain his privacy or simply to be left alone. Now, 2 months after Cook County prosecutors' stunning and controversial decision to drop all charges against the former Empire star, the files will be released. After the judge's order, the Cook County clerk released 192 pages detailing legal procedures and court filings. Among them were Smollett's arrest report and a receipt for the $9,900 bond he paid. The ruling paves the way for even more detail to be made public once the Cook County State's Attorney's Office and Chicago Police Department release the documents and investigate materials in the coming days. So the racist, homophobic attack on Jesse Smollett is about to get a little bit of sunlight. So let's see what I got. Let me check real quick here, see where we at. Monkey, real quick. Oh, thank you, Necro. That's the thank you for retweeting my stream right now. In fact, I'm gonna retweet it myself. There you go. I'm gonna retweet your tweet because I didn't tweet this out this morning. So yes, we are live. Now, sometimes when you do a live show, you get some technical difficulties you aren't expecting. I'm going to try to see if I can, I'm going to start a new Hangout call and see if I can figure out how to get Monkey back into it. So give me just a second. I'm going to give you the little be right back screen. We'll get some, just a little bit of music going and I'll be with you in just a moment. Let's do this. Okay, looks like we got Monkey back. Now, let's make sure everybody can hear everybody. So, chat, give me one if you could hear both the voices. Just Monkey, say hello to everybody again.
Hi, guys. Sorry about that.
All right, so we are back. Hopefully, my volume levels are right. I've been messing with those too. Let's see. Let me see if I can get a good. All right, we should be good. All right, so I just went through the. Are you familiar with the new developments in the Jesse Smollett case?
Yes. I saw that and quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, so they are opening the court records, and apparently they even have the receipts for the bond he paid, and so I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing a bunch of stuff about that. Apparently, let's see. So where was I here? Since charges were dropped, there have been multiple requests to investigate Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox for handling of the case. Former Judge Sheila O'Brien.
Son of a bitch.
What? Again? Oh no. Okay. I think Monkey's having trouble hearing me again. I don't know what's going on here. I hear him clicking in the background. Should we just listen to Monkey type on his keyboard? Anyone just want to do that? Oh, let's see. The other part here is I can't that's weird. My thing says nobody's watching. That's weird. Let's try the watch page. Okay, it says there's 15 of you here. Well, guys, I'm gonna keep going until we can figure this out. Oh man, what a mess. Okay, so
The fuck is that?
I hear clicking. I hear noises. I wonder if I should just, let's see here. Let me turn the Hangout screen off. Maybe that will, well, I can't do that either. Every time I add his name, it poof's gone. Oh, you can't say hi to Monkey either? Is you can't see him in the chat? Well, I can't seem to be doing anything in the chat. He's not, can't do that either. Well, by the way, thank you, Seamus Derby, for tweeting out the show. We're really trying to figure this out, folks. I can hear him, but he can't hear me. What the hell is going on here? Here, and you guys can hear him too, can't you? You guys can hear him clicking around in the background, right? I'm assuming. Oh man. Well, this may be just a day of technical difficulties. There, and I can still. I hear P-Dog, but not okay. So you're not hearing him either. Well, he's stopped talking. He's there, but he stopped talking. I don't know. Let's see here. My mic is not muted. Oh, well, folks, I apologize for all the challenges that we're having here. I don't know what that's all about. So we're just going to try to move on. Other things in the news. Let's see. You know what? Today we're going to do this. I had a couple items that I was going to do, but right now, oh, this is interesting. Let's see if I can figure out what this is. So this is something going on in someplace here in Mexico on Monday. Apparently there's another caravan coming through. I don't know where this is. Pajijiapan, Mexico? Never heard of that. Oh, Christ almighty. What the hell's going on my screen now? There we go. Wow. Well, hey, I did have a Krasenstein song too. Let's see. Oh, Krasenstein, oh, Krasenstein, I hear you're kicked off Twitter. Oh, Krasenstein, oh, Krasenstein, I'm sure you're feeling bitter. You can't be first to tweet back Trump. Oh, shoot, I forgot the other line. Is it the CIA hacking monkey or Dawg? You can't hear me now either? No, I'm sure you can hear me. I'm just babbling away here. Notice anything strange about that video? Oh, the video of the on the border? Yeah, there was all kinds of things strange. Let's see if we can figure out where Pajijiapan. I never heard of Pajijiapan. Let's go here. Let's see. J-I-G upon Mexico. Let's find out where this is. Pajijiapan. All right, so look on the map. Here, I'll put the map on the screen while we're looking for it. So this is where that scene is from. Now, I don't know that that's a border. I don't think that's the United States border. Let's see. So it looks like there's another caravan coming through Mexico. It looks like it's along the west coast. That's pretty far south. That's almost into Guatemala. So this is a new caravan that's starting up from Guatemala into Mexico. So, man, there's they keep saying that there's no crisis. Monkey, I still see you there. In fact, I'm going to make you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Starting to piss me off. I am so sorry.
No worries, man.
Anyhow, what did I miss?
Well, I was just playing a video of a new caravan coming up through Guatemala. Another caravan that just crossed into Mexico, probably headed here. They're on the southern border of Mexico. I don't know. They were all carrying sticks and walking sticks and all kinds of things, and there weren't many children in that caravan. It seemed to be like all young men. I don't even know what it was. It was just one of those things you find on Twitter. So I can't guarantee it was, anything that anyone really knows about. I have here's another article that I found. The title fascinating, and I hope someday I'm at my allotment of New York Times articles. But here's the headline. Why we should stop fetishizing privacy. Big tech companies create jobs, encourage innovation, and provide valuable services free. Why would we want to break them up? You know what? I don't think we want to break them up for privacy issues, right?
Well, there's some people who have the privacy issue because they're like selling data and stuff, and occasionally shit gets leaked out. That's not the reason to break them up. This person's just an idiot, though.
The reason to break them up is because they have a monopoly on speech right now. If at least as far as how we communicate, the reason they broke up the telephone companies is because they were, they monopolized, they monopolized communication, and if one company is dominating all the communication, then there's ways for them to restrict it, and that's what's happening right now. For example, one company right now can take you off of 3 different platforms. with three different sets of rules. That's Facebook, because they have Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Which are huge. I didn't realize how huge WhatsApp is in other parts of the world.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, for example, my family in Africa uses it extensively because it's a way to make phone calls back between here and Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
For free, basically. They just get on WhatsApp and you can make calls for free and not use long distance time.
Right.
But I guess apparently it's used a lot for disseminating news and opinion and things like that too. Kind of like remember in Egypt when they had what did they call that, something spring? What was it?
The Arab Spring.
The Arab Spring. Well, did you know a lot of that was because people were using Bluetooth to send information to thousands and thousands of people? So that's how that was pretty much organized using Bluetooth, a technology. And then they made some kind of restrictions on Bluetooth in Egypt. But now people use, a lot of people in foreign countries use WhatsApp. So it's a fascinating thing. Yeah, so I'm just scrolling through Twitter because here's the one I wanted to read though. So you're familiar with Adam Schiff, right?
Oh yeah.
Good old Adam Schiff. Now this is from Hot Air. Hot Air is definitely right of center publication, but Adam Schiff says that declassifying crossfire hurricane data is un-American.
Yeah, he's full of shit.
Here's the article. Transparency is un-American. Donald Trump's executive order granting William Barr the authority to declassify evidence and documents related to the origin of Operation Crossfire Hurricane might present opportunities for reasonable criticism. A lack of patriotism would not be among those issues. And yet, that's where House Intelligence Chair Adam Schiff immediately went. He says, President Trump has granted what's this? Where's this article from? This is from the Washington Post. President Trump has granted Attorney General William Barr full and complete authority to declassify government secrets, issuing a memorandum late Thursday that orders U.S. intelligence agencies to cooperate promptly with Barr's audit of the investigation into Russia's election interference. The president's move gives Barr broad powers to unveil carefully guarded intelligence secrets about the Russian investigation, which the Attorney General requested to allow him to quickly carry out his review, according to the memo. So Adam Schiff, who is chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, leads one of the ongoing congressional investigations of Trump, called the action un-American. Trump and Barr, Schiff said in a statement Thursday night, are conspiring to weaponize law enforcement and classified information against their political enemies. Whoa!
Right?
Does that sound familiar to anybody?
No.
Oh, come on. Isn't that exactly what this whole Russia thing was about?
I feel like you're paying too much attention.
It's amazing. And so let's get this straight. So we're demanding that the Mueller report be unredacted and presented to Congress because of what? What did they want? Why do they want to do that? They want what? What's that word? What's the word?
Transparency?
Yes. Transparency.
I feel like you're being mean to them.
But transparency.
Hate fact.
Transparency is good, but it can also be bad.
Well, it can be weaponized.
Weaponized, yeah. Well, but wait a minute. Let me ask you a question, because maybe I'm missing something here.
I think we both are.
What was the Mueller? What was that Mueller report thing? What was that all about? What were they trying to do? They starts with an I. What the hell was that? It was an investigation, right?
It was supposed to be, yes.
And so they investigated. They got, they went through millions of documents, and they interviewed hundreds of people, right? And they got all this information, right?
Yes, tons of it.
And the FBI isn't, or not the FBI, that he was part of the Justice Department. So they were investigating and trying to put things together and whatnot. And they came up with this report, right? And they investigated all this stuff, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so so now they want to investigate it again. It's so
yes.
It's so confusing.
Well, again, you're thinking about it way too much. Is the problem? See.
All right. So, for them to investigate it again is called transparency. And okay, now I'm gonna be serious here. So, I've been listening to Nancy Pelosi over the last few days. Well, as much as I can listen to her. And she says that Trump is trying to, it's something about a cover up.
Yes. What was it? She's suggesting what was the one the other day? Oh, fuck. I know this story. We just talked about it.
Here, I'm gonna just look up Nancy Pelosi cover up.
Yeah, she came out and said, he talked to somebody.
Well, here's the Business Insider article. Nancy Pelosi. Here, I'll put this on the screen. Nancy Pelosi, the president of the United States, is engaged in a cover-up, which is very confusing because this is the cover-up of what? A cover-up of something that's been investigated by the Justice Department?
Well, that's part of the fun of this. Is it's a cover-up of a crime that didn't happen.
Yeah, here it is. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told reporters on Wednesday morning that President Donald Trump is engaged in a cover-up. And it's funny how everyone's using the same words. Earlier Wednesday, lawmakers at a Democratic caucus meeting sparred over the brewing possibility of impeaching Trump. Some of the more liberal House Democrats have long pushed for Congress to launch impeachment proceedings against the president, but Pelosi and other top Democratic leaders have urged caution for fear of political backlash ahead of the 2020 U.S. election. Now that's another thing that I laugh about. So they push for impeachment. Pelosi's the other leaders are urged for caution for fear of political backlash. Now, if they really believed in their cause of impeachment, who would care about political backlash?
Well, Pelosi's the one right now who's keeping them from this. And it's because she does fear political backlash. Wisely so, actually.
Well, yeah. Because especially if it's bullshit.
Well, yeah. Well, there's some in Congress who are like, we don't care about the consequences. He's wrong. We got to do it. And those people, I don't think they believe it any more than she does. But she's being smart about it, going, look, if we go into the elections, especially with what is it, the last poll says something like 60 or 70% of Americans say don't impeach.
Right.
They go into the election with an impeachment, and all they have is what they have right now. A flimsy case of obstruction of a crime that didn't happen. Yeah, they'll get the crap kicked out of them. So she's actually the one who's been the smartest about it so far. But this little cover up thing that she just threw out there, that was a weird move. I'm not quite sure what the hell she's doing.
Well, in order to have a cover-up, you have to have something that was never investigated, or you can investigate, and they've already investigated it. So really, they just want to rehash over the investigation, and all the same evidence is going to be put out there. The only evidence they don't have that they really want is public testimony by Trump. And Trump's not going to do it. He didn't have to, because it's already been, they are, again, they moved the goalpost so far because they didn't get the collusion angle, and they're not going to get that.
Right.
And they know that, no matter how hard they try, no matter how many connections they try to make, they're not going to get that. So they move the goalpost to the obstruction of justice because that's the thing they think they can get him on. And that I don't think that's happening either. So, speaking of which, speaking of the the ones who are pushing it, Eric Swalwell, he's running for president, right?
Oh, yes, he is.
Have you heard peep from him lately?
What was the last thing that dumbass said? Oh God, I'm trying to remember. I have to look this up.
Yeah,
Because he was saying he said some really stupid stuff on Twitter, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. There is an article from the 21st. Eric Swalwell can't manage his own finances, but he wants access to America's checkbook. This is from Town Hall magazine. Despite making 6-digit figures over the 6 years as congressman, Eric Swalwell, Democratic California, has failed to pay down his student loans, cashed out his pension, and accumulated credit card debt, according to the Washington Free Beacon.
Oh, that's what it is. Swalwell's the one who wants to ban guns and insist they get turned in. But if they don't get turned in, they're not going to go door to door and take your guns. And he was asked, well, how do you do that? And his answer was, look, I'm not for confiscating guns. Like, but you said you're going to make a law that people have to turn in their guns. What happens to them if they don't? And so that was, he got into a big argument on Twitter about that 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it happened. I just can't remember the date.
Right.
Because I made fun of his dumbass for it.
Because he's not. He's the I have a friend who has a great phrase. He says, he's not the sharpest bulb in the knife drawer or tool chain.
Yeah.
He mixes the metaphors up.
And it's still true. Real quick, I want to talk to your chat real quick because several people have said hi to me. Hi, everybody, and a few have asked me how I'm doing. I'm getting ready for bed. That's how I'm doing.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I caught Monkey tweeting about an hour ago, and I said, "Hey, if you're still awake, I'll send you a link." And he said, "I don't know, I'll be awake that long." Sleep is precious for Monkey.
It's few and far between, especially a good sleep.
Yeah. So, let's see what else is going on. Obviously, our good friend Michael Avenatti. Oh, here's a good one. Now, this is a report from the Daily Caller, so it is right-leaning, but you know what? It's something that was actually said. Report. MSNBC says they appropriately covered Michael Avenatti.
Who said that?
MSNBC. Here's the
You
lead.
lying dicks.
An MSNBC spokesman defended how the network worked with and covered disgraced celebrity lawyer Michael Avenatti, according to an op-ed published by the Washington Post Thursday. Avenatti was indicted for the third time this year, earlier this week, for alleged fraud and aggravated identity theft related to his former adult film star client, Stephanie Clifford, who is professionally known as Stormy Daniels.
Stormy Daniels.
The spokesman.
Stormy, I only take it in the butt from my husband, Daniels.
Well, at least she has principles.
Except she lied. Anyhow.
Right. The spokesman told the author of Washington Post op-ed, similar to the Washington Post's more than 200 citations of Michael Avenatti and its ongoing and in-depth coverage on the topic, we appropriately covered a high-profile legal matter surrounding the President of the United States, and as part of that, invited Mr. Avenatti to represent his client. We were also the first to report Mr. Avenatti's arrest on air within moments of him being taken into custody, and continued to cover the latest on his subsequent indictment and extortion and fraud charges.
Who is this?
That's the MSNBC spokesman.
You lying dumb. There was just one, I read it over on Twitter a few minutes ago, that, was it the Washington? I forget. Some print newspaper, like, everybody covered this like normal. This was normal. It was so not normal, people noticed it wasn't normal how often this dick was on TV. That's not just a client representing his a lawyer representing his client. This is a man that, I mean, he was co-hosting television shows and being talked about like he was. Wasn't it the chick on NBC who proclaimed him the savior? Now I think you're the savior. That's not your normal reporting, you lying shits. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just putting into Twitter the words Brian Stelter, Michael Avenatti. Oops. Avenatti. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Brian Stelter defends past praise of Michael Avenatti. He showed a Trump-like mastery of the media last year. CNN,
he didn't?
This is Mediaite. CNN's Brian Stelter insists he didn't take Michael Avenatti seriously anymore, but he will not apologize for how it praised the embattled lawyer's skill in driving the media. Recently, critics have used Avenatti's escalating legal troubles to accuse Stelter and other media figures of recklessly catapulting Stormy Daniels' former attorney to stardom. His latest,
ding, ding, ding.
In his latest newsletter, Stelter defended the newsworthiness of interviewing Avenatti while he was Daniels' representatives, and he also hit back at people who claim he took him out of context for saying, "I'm taking Avenatti seriously as a contender against President Donald Trump." How do you take that out of context?
Wait, what? Is he suggesting he wasn't being serious?
He said it to his face.
Let me ask you. Okay, all of these so far, when he was defending or representing Stormy Daniels, it made sense to have him on. What about after she fired him? You guys kept him on.
Oh.
You didn't start shunning him until he got accused of beating a lady. And even then you kept him on for just a little while until he said, "I'm not running for president," which was kind of weird because it's like everybody knew something was up. Because suddenly, for no freaking reason, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not running for president." And he disappeared from TV. And then he gets charged with all this stuff. Tell me somebody didn't know that was coming.
Somebody had to know, and just the fact they had him on so much, he became. Let me see if I can find this. I actually booked. You've seen the montage from the Washington Examiner, right?
Oh yeah.
That was just perfect because everyone lionized him.
Yes, they did,
and they made him out to be the biggest deal on the planet. And it's just, I mean, this is not just a plain old everyday medium-sized egg you get at the grocery store. This is a fucking perfectly preserved in ice dinosaur egg that's dripping all over the fucking mainstream corporate media. They
set them up. I mean, I don't even understand how they can, with a straight face, go, "Yeah, we were responsible there." What they did was just fucking weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If you haven't seen that video, guys, I think I have it saved somewhere.
I think I do too. I think I have it in my bookmarks.
I can throw it into the chat if I find it here. But there are several people, and they literally use the phrase, "the savior of the left."
In fact,
the savior.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm going to play it one more time. You won't be able to hear it, but I'm going to play
that's fine, yeah.
I'm going to play it one more time. We played it. This was the opening of my show yesterday. And here it goes.
Donald Trump's worst nightmare, Michael Avenatti.
Joining us once again is Michael Avenatti.
Let's bring in Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti. Michael Avenatti.
Michael Avenatti, thank you very much.
He's out there saving the country.
Don Meacham says he may be the savior of the republic.
You are something of a folk hero now.
I owe Michael Avenatti an apology. I've been saying enough already, Michael. I've seen you everywhere. What do you have left to say? I was wrong, brother. You have a lot to say.
Oh, look at the joy on their faces,
just
too.
Dying to hear what you think.
They're
all like you.
They are just
right here.
Look at her.
Donald Trump fears more than Robert Miller.
We think you guys are the tip of the spear that's going to take down Donald Trump.
Michael Avenatti's a beast.
Okay, that's true.
And
He's a
every
beast.
single
He's
one
a
of them
beast.
in this video are just in heaven.
But here's a bigger calling here.
talking
That being
about
a
Michael
lawyer
Avenatti.
is minimal compared to what he's doing.
No one
It's
has
pathetic.
talked tougher directly to Donald Trump on TV than Michael Avenatti. And Donald Trump is afraid to mention his name. That's fascinating. Donald Trump is terrified of Michael Avenatti.
He gives Trump a run for his money more than anybody else, Michael Avenatti.
Existential threat to the Trump presidency.
The Democrats could learn something for you. You are
this is as good
messing
as
with
the,
Trump a lot more than they are.
He has no doubt created
walls are closing
sheer
in videos.
panic in Donald Trump's very fragile mind.
It's just so sad.
Is laying down the law as guest co-host. And does he really
They
think
even,
about
I forgot
running
about
for
that. They even had him as
One reason why
co-host
I'm
on The
taking you
View.
seriously as a contender is because of your presence on cable news.
You look at the field of Democrats right now, and Avenatti's the one who stands out.
If they decide they value a fighter most,
Yes.
people would be foolish to underestimate Michael Avenatti.
I have always said that they need a fighter.
Look, I mean, we're going to continue to use the media. I think we've used it with great success.
That's painful. That's just painful.
All of my sexual fantasies involve
Oh, I forgot that.
handcuffs.
You remember the last line of that? Monkey? Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, yeah. All my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been a red flag right there.
Well, he was trying to be silly. Ha ha ha.
Right.
You have no idea, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, you heard, by the way, you've heard it's almost the end of May, right?
Indeed.
I mean, it's almost the end of May.
Yes, yes. The 7th. Was it the 7th? No. Yeah, isn't it the 7th she's stepping
The
down?
7th, yeah. I stole that joke. Actually, I tweeted that out this morning, and I stole that joke from Jack. Because he was saying if she stepped on the 1st, then you could say it's definitely the end of May, right?
Oh, yeah. He said he stole that from somebody on Minions of the Zoo.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
So I don't even know who to give proper credit to there.
I'm very fascinated by that whole thing over there. Have you heard any results, though?
No.
I haven't either. I mean, do they not? I mean, here you hear the results and the pundits and all the exit poll crap, that same night. I haven't heard anything. Of course, maybe they all do paper ballots there or something. Or maybe they don't do exit polls. Who knows? I haven't heard anything about who's been winning over there. I know apparently they thought that the Brexit Party was actually doing really well. But that's really all I've heard. So
I know that, yeah, because they're not legally allowed to do exit polls. UK election results should be available Sunday. There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. That place is a shit show.
It really is. It's interesting. They have people running for MEPs who want to remove themselves from that whole body, which is interesting. Let's see. Nigel Farage says it's difficult not to feel for Mrs. May, but politically she misjudged the mood of the country and her party. 2 Tory leaders have now gone whose instincts were pro-EU. Either the party learns that lesson or it dies. Interesting. Of course, that's just Music Man Mike retweeting or responding to him with a picture of Nigel Farage with a milkshake all over him. So, yeah,
I can't read what Music Man Mike writes.
Oh, are you blocked?
I've been blocked for like 2 years, man.
It's funny. I can't believe he hasn't blocked me. I mean, I'm blocked by Kevin Logan. I'm blocked by Christy Winters. I'm not blocked by Christiosity, but I kind of get along with Christiosity. Plus, I gave her props for as much as I don't agree with anything that ever comes off her feed, and she doesn't agree with anything I say, but we have a friendly relationship because I defended her when someone was chirping at her for going to that thing in Milwaukee. What's that?
MythCon, yeah.
Just because she stepped up and went there, and definitely a hostile environment, but at least she stepped up and went, and someone was giving her shit for being you look like a typical fat feminist. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna knock her when she actually stepped up and went and talked to people that she doesn't agree with. But I know that not everyone agrees with my impression of Christiosity, but at least for some reason I have this friendly relationship with her.
We were fine. I actually defended her and came out and in support of her when Sargon got her temporarily suspended.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then she got all mad at me because she blocked me. Remember my stalker?
Oh yeah. What's her face?
Well,
she's still your stalker somewhat.
Yes.
Although she's kind of fixated on Undoomed again.
She blocked me.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she blocked me. She did.
I thought she unblocked you just so she could stalk you some more.
No, I'm still blocked.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, my stalker, that all started because Danny Quartz made a video about Undoomed, and I was just mentioned in it for half a second. And for some reason, the crazy bitch left a comment in there about how me and Undoomed probably couldn't get laid when we were in high school. I'm like, woman, why are you thinking about what I do with my dick? And that became the running joke.
And it's been.
And Christiosity said that I was sexually harassing the girl, and so she blocked me.
So maybe that didn't make sense at all. She brought up your dick.
She's the one thinking about what I do with my dick. That ain't my fault.
Yeah. So how?
So yeah, she blocked me. I was like, for that, your friend was the one who did it. I'm not the asshole in this situation.
Yeah, Luna Vega. That's who I'm thinking of, right?
Is that her name?
That's her handle, something like that. Luna Vega, something like that.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I never paid that much attention to her.
No, but she certainly pays attention, or at least paid attention to you. It was kind of creepy.
Oh, she did. Yeah, she did.
I think she was like, I would describe her as your personal Krasenstein.
Kind of, yeah, she was.
She just had to. She was for a while there. She commented on everything you put on Twitter.
It was. It really was, and it's. But it was just funny to me that that's what made old goofball stop liking me, or at least I stood up for you, woman.
Yeah, no, I don't. But she's very sensitive. I realize that, but it just is what it is. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, we're going to get into what we do daily is to check out what's trending on Twitter so we can find out what people are going to be talking about for the rest of the day. But first, it's time to shill. And is Sarah here today? Sarah's not here. Usually Sarah puts my links in the chat for me. But just remember that the Morning Night Live is brought to you by the viewers of the Morning Night Live. I am not monetized on YouTube because I don't have enough followers yet. But you, my loyal audience, can always help me out with that by right down here below, hit the share button. That little arrow, when you hit share, you get a choice of sending things to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit. What's the other one? Tumblr. Wherever you use social media, you can help me out by sharing this with people you know. Also, right there is the like button. Hit the like. Interaction is great. The share is more important, but I don't mind the likes either. And then also, if you want to send me things, news stories, right down here, my Twitter handle is @Dawg Knight. My DMs are open. Or if you don't use Twitter, you can email me. Just put the @ on the other end of that Dawg Knight and @gmail.com on the end. And I will, people send me stories all the time, and I try to use them, especially the happy stories I use at the end of the show. Also, if you want to do super chats, again, I'm not monetized, but I do have a Streamlabs link in the description down below. So that's my show for the day. Now we're going to get into our daily Twitter trends. Now, it is Friday, and Twitter trends always reminds you what day of the week it is because the number one trending thing is Friday feeling. Do you feel the Friday feelings, Monkey?
Friday feeling.
And on the top of mine, I always read when I do these Friday ones, I only do one of them because there's usually 3 different Friday things. And I always read my top one and then I try to find one that I actually like. But the first one on mine is from Kurt Schlichter. And for some reason, he says, his tweet says, I was told it was unanimous. What do you think he's talking about there, Monkey? Oh, you can probably see it on my screen.
I don't have the screen up.
Okay, well, here it is. Now, this is someone named Arch Kennedy. As a meteorologist, I know that after 48 hours, computer models can have huge error. So to put faith in long-range computer models to predict catastrophe is ludicrous. Man-made climate... Now, this guy says man-made climate change is a hoax. Interesting. Now, well, this is someone from WorldNet Daily. So WorldNet Daily sometimes can be a little out there, and let's just see here. A leading climatologist is warning that nearly all of the computer simulations at the heart of predictions of catastrophic man-made global warming cannot be trusted with respect to a key measure. So I know now, Monkey, you know what I'm going to get on this stream? Just for mentioning this article, I'm probably going to get one of those Wikipedia links.
Oh yeah, where they explain it
and where they try to explain it. At a meeting of the palace Westminster of London, Professor John Christie of the University of Alabama, Huntsville, told MPs and peers the climate models are way off in their predictions of rapid warming at high altitudes in the tropics. They all have rapid warming above 30,000 feet in the tropics. It's effectively a diagnostic signal of greenhouse warming, he said. But in reality, it's just not happening. It's warming up there, but at only about 1/3 of the rate predicted by the models. Christie's remarks were highlighted by the Global Warming Policy Foundation, a nonpartisan think tank in London. The group says that while it's open-minded on the contested science of global warming, it is deeply concerned about the costs and other implications of the many policies currently being advocated. Now, me being the person that always says, yes, the climate is changing. The caveat is the climate's always changing in my mind. Where are you on this thing, Monkey?
I think that... I think
it's a tough one to talk about, isn't it?
No, there may be climate change. There may be an unusual climate change going on even. But this whole thing from the beginning, global warming from the beginning, has all been political. And the science is being ignored. The actual science is being ignored. And I've said this since the beginning. I want to see the science. I want to see the science behind what they're saying is going on. And it's amazing how much of that stuff is kept hidden, and we get partial reports. But even in the partial reports we get things like in 2005 there was, by the way, one of the warmest years on record, oddly enough. They actually tell you in there that there were several stations they couldn't get to. For some reason, they couldn't get the information from it. So what they did is, instead of predicting it at any rise that was similar to anywhere around it, or even going, you know what, we're gonna guess that is the warmest it's ever been, or and match the last known warmest record. Nah. In every one of those places, they made up a temperature warmer than had ever been recorded in any of those places.
Right. That's
not science. That's just not. So I have a problem with the way and I'm using air quotes, science is being handled, because that is an issue.
Well,
I'm sorry. Let me continue my rant for just a moment. There may be something that's happening that we could fix, but we won't know that as long as they're using science as a political weapon and refuse to be honest about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was going to add that, I guess I'm old enough to have lived through at least 5 different times when the world was supposed to end because of human activity.
Oh yeah.
There have been predictions. I mean, even in college, I went from music to speech communication was when I changed majors, and I had a course in the course was supposed to be something about persuasion, and all 5 books that the professor had us read were basically disaster books. One was the one about the population bomb. Remember the population bomb?
Oh yeah,
when the world was not supposed to be able to sustain like 4 billion people.
Yeah.
And we're currently around 7 billion right now. Because the world was supposed to end by early 90s because of the population bomb. And then we've had there was another, well, even if you go back and watch the Inconvenient Truth, the world's supposed to already have ended by now because of what we have done. The ice caps are supposed to be gone. We were never supposed to be able to see snow in the Midwest anymore. And we had the biggest snow, one of the biggest snow years we've had in years this year. Oh, nope, that's climate change too. So
yeah, well, that's the funny thing about it, isn't it? It started out as global warming, but now it's climate change,
right? And the solution for every single problem they think of that's supposed to end the world is the same. We need to take more of your money to fix it. We need to take something from you. Even when it was, and the ozone scare, the mid-90s, remember that one too?
Oh yeah,
the world was supposed to end. We're going to end because there's a hole in the ozone, and but then this hole that they saw in the ozone began closing, and scientists couldn't explain it. But the world was supposed to end because of that too. So whenever I heard, and now so your girl, I will call her your girl, AOC,
that twit.
The world, we have 12 years left.
The world's going to end in 12 years. Yes.
We have 12 years left to fix. Oh no! That was just sarcasm.
That was just a joke, y'all.
Yeah.
How come you didn't get the joke when I was standing there being as serious as possible, showing you how scared I am about the world ending? And again, I've said this before, she misunderstood what was said. Because it was a UN report that says we have 12 years to stop man-made climate, or to do whatever we can to stop it, because if we don't, that's the point of no return. But that's something we've heard before. We heard it in 89. We heard it in An Inconvenient Truth. In An Inconvenient Truth, a whole bunch of places are supposed to be underwater now.
Right.
But what I've heard, and this is awesome, is that scientists weren't expecting to see the rapid tree growth that happened with the increase in CO2 in the atmosphere. Like, wait a minute. You guys are scientists, and you didn't expect trees to start breathing better with more CO2? Are you fucking insane?
Right. I mean, my gardens are beautiful right now. I just got to tell you.
That's like saying, hey, we didn't expect the lung patient there to breathe better when we gave him oxygen. They're supposed to be fucking scientists, but we're being told now this time it's for real, because we've reached the tipping point. The tipping point of this, that we're reaching the point where plants will no longer be able to cover the problem. Well, you guys didn't know they were going to cover the problem last time. See, and that's what I'm getting at. They don't actually care about the science. It is all about scare the crap out of you to get change.
Right.
And unfortunately, this isn't coming from the politicians. I mean, it is now. But this started from and I'm using the air quotes, scientists. They're the ones who drove this shit for this weird attempt at global control through climate change. Global warming, snowing a whole fucking bunch. Climate change. Yeah, fuck y'all.
Right.
Do the goalpost moving, or the moving the goalpost gif.
Oh, it's somewhere in my, I can't remember which file I put it in. I have a favorite GIF that I use all the time for that. All right, let's move on Twitter trends. Number 2 trending is Memorial Day weekend. Do you have anything big plans, Monkey?
I'm a cripple. I'm going to sit at home.
Yeah, I'm not. My big plans for Memorial Day weekend are my son graduating from college tomorrow.
Oh, congrats!
So that's exciting. I figured I was just thinking about this before before my show this morning, and if we would have had to pay full price for my son's school and had he lived on campus, these last 4 years would have cost us $260,000.
Damn.
Yeah, his school is $55,000 a year, tuition, room, and board. Now, fortunately, he had a full academic scholarship, and we had some grants and stuff for that covered most of his room and board. We ended up very well off thanks to my son's brains, and thankfully, also thanks to his brains, he already has a job, so we're not going to have to worry about that either.
Cool.
But,
that's
so
awesome.
that's exciting. Here's what I'm going to talk about on this particular trend. Follow Jake Tapper if you don't already do that on Twitter. Jake Tapper is really good about telling soldier stories during these veteran type weekends, and so that's a good thing to follow. So that's all I'm going to talk about. That number 3 on there is Theresa May. Everyone's famous soon-to-be former Prime Minister Theresa May announces she will stand down as Tory party leader on Friday, June 7th, and a leadership contest will begin for a new UK Prime Minister. We've already talked about that, so we'll skip that one. Let's see, number 4, Friday Thoughts. Now, since I didn't do another Friday... guess who's on top of Friday Thoughts, at least on my page?
Who's that?
Everyone's favorite congressman, Ted Lieu.
Oh God, what's Lou up to?
Well, let's see. He says, "Dear Donald Trump, you never served in the military. We did. Pardoning convicted or accused war criminals weakens good order and discipline and puts troops at risk and stains the soul of our military. Have someone brief you about this op-ed by Ruben Gallego and me." Now, You've heard about this. He's pardoning some, let's just say, maybe some questionable people to pardon.
Sure. Well, presidents always do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and it's like I don't know if I'm thrilled with the pardons that he's talking about doing, but every president has had some really questionable pardons as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know. I don't notice his rationale for this. Anyway, let's see. Let's see if we can have one good Thursday thought or Thursday, as opposed to thoughts. It's not Thursday thoughts, but Thursday thoughts. As I have my strange thing. You know what? There's nothing good here. I'm skipping this. Let's see what's next. Donovan McNabb's trending.
Why?
What? Let's see. Twitter strongly debates if Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer after passionately saying he is one because his numbers are better than Troy Aikman's. Is he right? I usually don't talk about sports on these. I just skip them. But Donovan McNabb is a Hall of Famer. Huh.
McNabb, really? I mean, if you want to compare what do you say, to Troy Aikman?
Doesn't Troy Aikman have a couple rings?
Yeah, 2 or 3. I can't remember. I know he's got at least 2 because it went back to back. Plus, he played on one of the great. Whether you guys like the Cowboys or not, the Aikman Smith. Oh shit, what was the wide receiver's name? I can see his face. Fuck. Urban.
Yeah.
That year, those years, they had just an amazing team. That team Jimmy Johnson put together was just amazing.
Right. Okay, here's the thing. Apparently let's see. Here's Dan Kelly. I think Dan Kelly's a sports writer he's president of Kelly's Kids Foundation. Donovan McNabb was the quarterback for Syracuse the 4 years I went there, so I'm a bit biased, but being dismissive of his Hall of Fame credentials is ridiculous. Including playoffs, he has 107 career wins. No other quarterback in the NFL history has that many without getting into Canton. So, and then his numbers, let's see. He's got good numbers. I mean, he has over 37,000 passing yards over his career. Let's see. Over 5,000 completions. He's had a good career. He was a great quarterback. He just didn't
look. If you don't win a ring, if you don't win a ring, just being as good as some of the guys in there isn't enough.
Right.
If you go back and look at the people who've made it in without a ring, people like Dan Fouts. This is a man who set records.
Yeah.
He just set passing records. McNabb, you didn't do that. He wasn't a bad quarterback, and I mean, if you could get him on your team, that's fine. But he also wasn't somebody who was. In the clutch, he just excuse me, there's something in my throat. I have a lot of respect for McNabb. McNabb is a guy who played on a fucking broken leg for half a quarter, for a full quarter.
Yeah, true.
He's a tough guy, but.
Better, but I think he's trending though because he says his numbers are better than Aikman's, which they cannot be.
Well, if you look in the story, the numbers that they quote there are the win-loss ratio. They don't actually talk about passing numbers,
right?
So let's see, Troy, because I'm having trouble believing that.
Let's see. Here's what player stats. David Garrard is a better quarterback than Donovan McNabb. I don't know who the hell is David Garrard.
Where's his overall career stats? Let's see. What did McNabb have total? Where's his total yards? 37,000. What was Aikman's? 32,000. I think that's less years.
Yeah, I don't think Aikman played as many years. Plus, McNabb had that year with the Vikings where he had a crazy year his last year with the Vikings. He played 1 year and had just his numbers were crazy. I don't know.
And, they actually have pretty similar stats, but again, 3 rings, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. With those numbers, if you had 3 rings, you'd be in the hall, man.
That's right. All right, moving on. Hey, I know this is going to be really sad for you, and I don't know why it's Cletus is the topic trending, but apparently Pristin, the K-pop girl group, is disbanding.
I don't know who they are.
Every morning, about at least a couple times a week, there's always some K-pop band trending on Twitter. I never know why. Here, I should tweet this. I should send this to Jack Cochran, though, just because of the picture. Can you see what's on my screen?
Oh, no, I have that. I keep that turned off to try to keep
okay.
less stuff.
Well, I am going to forward this to Jack Cochran because I know how he absolutely appreciates the
Asian ladies. I see that.
Yeah. So let's see. I think I follow him. What's he on Twitter?
Oh God, I know he's bad comic reviews, and I know he has that and his Jack Cochran one, but I don't.
Oh, there it is. There we go. I'm just gonna forward that to retweet that for Jack Cochran. He'll be sad. All right, moving on. Enough of this. I don't do K-pop bands. Let's see. Friday Motivation, we'll skip that. Modern Warfare. Apparently, there's another Call of Duty coming out. I can confirm this is true. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered HD. The final chapter prologue is going to be the new Call of Duty. Okay.
Wait, the new Call of Duty is just the remaster of the original?
Well, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know. For new Modern Warfare. Person 1, want to play Modern Warfare? Person 2, the 2007 game? Person one, no, the new one. Oh, the 2016 remaster. No, the newest one. What? The second Modern Warfare. You mean Modern Warfare 2? Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's just play Overwatch.
Right.
All right, moving on. Enough of that. CSUB. Oh, some college is having a graduation. There's a whole, every day there's some college trending because of their graduation. Adam Levine is trending. Adam Levine is leaving The Voice ahead of its 17th season. I'm in mourning now. Of course, he got that weird mohawk. What the hell did he get that mohawk for? You probably
because he's edgy.
Okay, well, he's cool. Enough. No one's going to be talking about that very long. Naomi Wolf is trending. Number 7, or no, not 7. What number? Number 11. Naomi Wolf. Everyone listened to Naomi Wolf realize on live radio that the historical thesis of the book she's there to promote is based on her misunderstanding of a legal term. Oh, is she the one talking about? Please don't tell me she's talking about illegal aliens.
Oh God!
Did you hear that the other day? The Congresswoman. Okay, what is she talking about? Let's see. The Fever Delusions of Naomi Wolf. Let's find out what this is about. Liberal surprised by her latest conspiracy theories seems to forget the Bush years. Herewith, for your betterment and diversion, are a handful of dispatches from dark depths of the digital front. What the hell? Wait, this is... Who wrote this article? All I want to know is what she's talking about. Oh, this is her. Okay, this is her. Driven by a desire to crack down on the people it serves and to justify its actions abroad, the United States military is inventing crimes against humanity and attributing them to the Islamic State. In Australia... I'm going to continue. In Australia, a grateful government has jumped on these fabrications and is employing them to justify a draconian loss of freedoms. Claims to the contrary notwithstanding, America's interest in the international Ebola outbreak has little to do with concerns about a lethal pandemic and more to do with the country establishing a convenient pretext for the imposition of martial law. And finally, the true results of September's Scottish independence referendum were suppressed by that country's electoral commission. So saith the writer and activist Naomi Wolf on her Facebook page. So these are things she said on her basically she's compiling a list of the most unhinged, damaging, and dangerous examples into a super pseudo explainer. And she's just peddling nonsense apparently, and that's why she's trending. Apparently, she puts out some book of nonsense.
Now, is this stuff from the book or is this stuff from her?
Well, both. It's let's see. It's just a list of her conspiracy theories. And it's from her. It's from her Facebook page.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the illegal alien thing, though. Did you hear the Congresswoman bitching about using the term illegal aliens?
Yep. She's going to be a subject in my next video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she would have to change an entire section of U.S. code.
She'd have to change the fucking dictionary.
Yeah. Where the hell was that? I know here, hang on a second. I can find that.
Well, before we get too far away from it, do you know who Naomi Wolf is?
She's Australian, right?
I don't know if that's where she's from, but she's a dumbass who made claims of sexual harassment against a teacher. She's been a writer. And her career kind of tanked because she's a third wave feminist nut. And so in 2000, the beginning of, was it 2014? 2014. Yeah, 20 years after it supposedly happened, she came out and tried to ruin a man's career over he sexually harassed me in school. Yeah, I hate that woman. And her book may be funny, but I hope it tanks and that she ends up eating cat food under a bridge.
Oh, it's about her new book is called Outrages. She wrote the book The Beauty Myth. I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
But apparently
yeah.
the new book is full of inaccuracies. And apparently she let's see. Matthew Street had pointed out that she had completely misunderstood a legal term. Wolf had decided that there were several dozen executions of men for sodomy, but did not understand that fact was incorrect because she didn't understand the legal term death recorded.
Just because the guy died.
Right. The book is advertised. Here's how her book's advertised on Amazon. The best-selling author of Vagina, Give Me Liberty, and The End of America illuminates a dramatic buried story of gay history. How a single English law in 1857 led to a maelstrom, with reverberations lasting down to our day. Until 1857, the state did not link the idea of homosexuality to deviancy. In the same year, the concept of obscene was coined. New York Times bestselling author Naomi Wolf's Outrages is the story, brilliantly told, of why this two-pronged state repression took hold, first in England and spreading quickly to America, and why it was attached so dramatically for the first time to homosexual men. Before 1857, it wasn't homosexuality that was a crime, but simply the act of sodomy. But in a single stroke, no pun intended, not only was love between men illegal, but anything referring to this love became obscene, unprintable, unspeakable. And then,
sweetheart, do you understand? Oh my God.
The section of the interview that went south for Wolf started with her asserting, I found like several dozen executions. But that was, again, only looking at the Old Bailey records and crime tables. Street asked, several dozen executions? Wolf answered confidently, correct. And this corrects a misapprehension that is in every website. That the last man was executed for sodomy in Britain in 1835. But then Street countered, I don't think you're right about this. One of the cases that you look at that's salient to your report is about Thomas Silver. It says teenagers were convicted more often. In fact, that year, which is 1859, 14-year-old Thomas Silver was actually executed for committing sodomy. The boy was indicted for unnatural offense. Guilty, death recorded. This is the first time unnatural offense entered the Old Bailey record. So apparently, let's see. Thomas Silver wasn't executed. Oh, okay, here we go. Thomas Silver wasn't executed. Death recorded. Death recorded. I was really surprised by this, and I looked it up. Death recorded is what in, I think, most of these cases that you've identified as executions, it doesn't mean that he was executed. It was a category that was created in 1823 that allowed judges to abstain from pronouncing a sentence of death on any capital convict whom they considered to be a fit subject for pardon. I don't think any of the executions you've identified actually happened. So apparently, yeah. So they wrote that so that they could to avoid actually killing somebody. They just put it in the record. Apparently, Wolf taken aback. Well, that's a really important thing to investigate. What is your understanding of what death recorded means? Street replied, death recorded. This is also, I've just read you the definition from the Old Bailey website, but I've got here a newspaper report about Thomas Silver and also something from the prison records that show the date of his discharge. So anyway, it was apparently, but apparently this book is full of inaccuracies and stuff. And that's why she's trending and everyone's arguing about whether or not she's right.
She's an idiot, and she's been an idiot for a long time. Oh God, yeah, I've been following Wolf for a while.
No.
Yeah, she's not smart. I didn't mean to cut off about the Congresswoman because I would like to go back to her if you want to, because God, she's an idiot.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, we can. I'm going to end the Twitter trends on this because I got to go pretty soon too. But
cool.
So let's go back. Let's talk about her, and then we'll jump out of here.
That's Congresswoman.
Here, I can find it right here. I got it.
I don't know how to pronounce her name. Yeah, this was for the DACA temporary permanent status bill. And she
Debbie Mercarsel Powell.
McCarcel, is that how you say that?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. She's, oh God.
Well, here, I'm going to play it. Let's see how long is this clip. 37 seconds. Let me play this clip for my audience so they know what we're talking about real quick. Here we go. Let's unmute it. Here.
Like illegal aliens. I would like for you to just take one moment and see how everyone reacts to that language. I am an immigrant. I am not an extraterrestrial. No one here is an
I am an immigrant. I am not an extraterrestrial.
alien. We are immigrants that have come here to work and to contribute. Like Mr. Goldberg
With the lady you
here is an
no,
alien.
not yet. I'm taking my time here.
Yeah. She's made the mistake of thinking that alien means extraterrestrial because she's a moron.
Well, it's in U.S. Okay, so I tweeted at this because I was tweeting her. It's an incredibly ignorant statement. It's not a term of disrespect. It's a legal term. It's a status. It's and as a representative of Congress, she should know that. And let's see, U.S. Code Title 8 is titled Aliens and Nationality. It's the entire code about illegal aliens. But I think she watched E.T. as a child. And assumed...
Well, no, look, I'm sorry. And I'm going to point this out in my video. You guys are getting a little sneak peek here because I'm going to talk about her and Ilhan Omar. Most of the Congress people have been saying incredibly stupid stuff. And I just mean like mind-blowingly, I cannot believe somebody said that out loud stuff. Are some of the women who were brought in with the, look how many women we got in here. Maybe next time, instead of just looking for women, you should look for smart women.
There are a lot of smart women out there.
There's tons of them. None of them made it into Congress.
And that's the fact.
This woman, there's another segment to this because that video is longer than that. She has that clip because she posted both of these. She has that one there where she stops and gives the little, nobody is an alien here. But she plays it from the beginning where she actually says, she's talking to the DACA kids in the room. And first she starts out like, first, I want to thank you guys for being here. And she's very condescending, dude. She's like, you guys, you're Americans. Everyone in this room is an American. This is your house. This is the people's house. And you are all Americans except in paper. She uses that phrase. You are Americans except in paper. Well, one, she wasn't even smart enough to say on paper. She said in paper.
Yeah, that's right. She did say in paper.
And I'm like, what? So, like, you mean illegal? I mean, yep.
Hear you.
There's your feminist wave, y'all.
So basically, anyone who is in our country at any given
American,
time
man.
is an American, except in paper because they're here. Because
all you need says because just like men, no smart women want to get into politics. That's not true. It's just that they were so. Literally, that's what the push was. This in 2016 and 2018. Get women in.
Just get them in.
Get women. They did not smart women, not educated women. Just get women. That's how we ended up with AOC.
Right.
They literally had a casting call.
You've seen that Mr. Reagan video on her, didn't you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was so accurate because she, it's funny. She's pretty good when she remembers her script and remembers her talking points. But boy, don't ask her a question that she's unprepared for because it's like the radio interview she did when they were asking her. Okay, she was saying Trump should be impeached, and she's okay. Give me the top 3 reasons Trump should be impeached.
So many things. Name some.
Like emoluments, and then she couldn't think of 2 more.
She couldn't, and then she actually went on to give some examples of him doing his job as reason to impeach him.
Right.
Yeah, she's a moron. Oh my God, she's a moron.
Yeah. So.
But just to point out, I mean, she's not the only one. She's probably the worst one.
Well, she's visible. She's made herself a star. I don't think she's the worst one either.
I think she is the worst one. I think that there's a combination there. One, that she sees herself as a star and she loves that. So it makes her talk even more. But she's just dumb. She is just dumb. Where the others, I mean, they're like when Ilhan Omar gets in trouble, most of the time it's because she's talking out loud like she would talk with her friends and hating on Jews.
Right.
Which she's only allowed to do behind closed doors.
Right. There was a big protest on her the other day, by the way.
Well, yeah, she sucks.
You guys are going to make me get death threats.
Like, shut up, bitch. No, you're not.
Yep, and you're the first person ever in any form of government that's ever gotten a death threat.
Yeah.
First ever.
Criticizing her is going to get her death threats. Oh, yeah? Well, do you know how many death threats that have actually been prosecuted because they were made against the president, who you fucking people criticize constantly?
Right.
You're not going to stop criticizing, are you? You shouldn't. That's not a good reason to stop criticizing.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so we got a very dumb Congress, and it's a lot of it is because that's all. Well, just get women in there. No. Right. If you're going to get women, get smart ones.
Right.
You elected a bunch of drooling tards, man. Whoops. Hit my mic. Sorry.
No,
I don't mean to be ranting on your show. I
rant
can't
away.
Help
that's why you're here. That's why I bring guests in.
These fucking, I'm sorry, women ruin everything like I'm on my show. No, it's not a good look. It's not. You have somebody like Nancy Pelosi, who, by the way, I detest. I think she's a horrible person, but at least she's a good politician. She knows how to do the job, or at least, she knows how to do the job. Plus she knows how to engage in politics, which is part of the job. It just is. But you got these ones, they don't know anything. They just want to run out. It's like picking 10 random people from Twitter and throwing them in Congress.
And we should do this, and we should do that. And
Did you know what I heard?
Yeah.
The world's going to end.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. It's exactly right.
I saw it on a website, y'all. It's going to end in 12 years.
Yeah, even that. It's like, okay, so one scientist, said something about 12 years.
Yeah.
And everything that one scientist says, all of a sudden, well, 97% of scientists believe this. No. 97% of scientists agree that the climate changes. Not the who, what, when, where, and why, just that it changes. That was the question, and it was a survey that was sent out that only had a 1% response rate.
Yeah, and they love to throw that out there, but the scientists, they're not all climatologists,
right?
Who by the way, study the climate. Like, this geologist thinks the climate's changing. Well, good for him. Why does he think that? Because we told him if he doesn't, we're going to take away all his grants. Oh, what? Shh, don't tell. Don't tell people about that part. See, oh God, now you got me ranting. When it comes to the whole climate change thing, they love to go, oh, only the scientists who paid by the oil companies don't think this is real. Like, all right, what happens when somebody speaks out against your bullshit? Well, we take away all the money we give them in grants and stuff, because that's how you do real science, is by getting grant monies, by telling us what we want to hear. Oh, well, that's different. That's different than being paid off by an oil company. You're being paid off by people with an agenda. That's not different at all.
Right. Do you get grant money for telling us what we want to hear?
Oh, God.
For telling us how we can take more money from the people that we give to you for.
Yeah, and they openly threaten anybody who even questions it a little bit. Bam, you lose all your funding.
Exactly.
Who the fuck's going to speak out with it when that happens? That's a big problem in our scientific community with anything.
Right. I'm going to finish on one last story here before I have to go.
I'll do my best not to rant too much.
No, this one's gonna make you rant. This one's gonna make you rant because Sophane was on a little bend on this particular subject.
Oh yeah, I know what subject you're talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
And so this is from the Chicago Tribune. Following the discovery of Circle Game photos, OPRF will pay $53,000 to reprint student yearbooks.
Actually, it's like 53,400 and some change. I forget exactly.
$53,794.
Yeah, almost $54,000.
Yeah, the Oak Park and River Forest High School Board has decided to reprint the 2018-2019 yearbook after more than a dozen photos of students engaging in the Circle Game were discovered inside. Now, if you're not familiar with the Circle Game, that's when you make an upside down OK sign somewhere near your body, and if someone looks at it, they get to punch you. Well, the high school will pay Jostens $53,974 to reprint the yearbooks, and officials say they hope to have the new books delivered to students by mid-June. To cover the cost of the reprint, administrators said they will transfer funds from the district's furniture budget to the general budget for the one-time expense. The school board called a special meeting May 20th to discuss the future of the current yearbooks, which have been printed and are currently at the high school, but have yet to be distributed. In total, 1,750 yearbooks were ordered and printed, officials said. Now I'm just going to pass a little bit. So does everyone understand what we're talking about here? Apparently, this article is too long. They really overdid it. So what they basically are reprinting the yearbook because the people playing the Circle Game made OK signs upside down, which are interpreted as a white supremacist hand sign.
Well, there's a great line if you're reading the article I read. There's a great line later on where they're talking to one of the parents, and they say, I was surprised when we saw the pictures. I thought it was going to be a bunch of white boys because it's a Norman little dickhead who has no idea where all of this started. And that, by the way, even the OK sign being a white supremacist symbol is a freaking joke. But he's like, well, it's racist, so it has to be a bunch of white boys. And it turns out it was a mixed bag.
Oh, really?
All different. It was all different races doing it. You know why? Because they weren't being racist. They were playing a fucking game that kids play.
Right.
And instead of acknowledging that, this asshole goes on to say, I think the kids, when they look back on this, they'll think this was the right decision because even though they weren't being racist, I thought they were. So,
well, here's this. One parent, I have to say, the symbol has already been appropriated by white nationalists, parent Todd Hansen said. These are not the times to be timid about this. It, in my opinion, will not look well, regardless of the intent of the kids. In the end, I think 20 years from now, our kids will look at this yearbook and understand why they were taken out. There will be a yearbook, and this is a great learning lesson for us all. You know... And I know Sophane went on a bent on this, where I'll find his tweet too. But it's like, y'all lost your damn minds.
Yeah, Sophane's thing, I don't have it pulled up, but it was something.
Here it is. It says,
okay.
I'm not going to keep explaining that. If your meme is now being used openly by the alt-right and white nationalists, it's not just a meme anymore. You didn't win. You didn't just trigger the libs. You helped give racists a new dog whistle to use.
No, you're doing that. You're the one saying the only people who can do it will be the ones dog whistling.
Right.
Everybody else is saying everybody do it because it was fucking stupid. It's not a fucking dog whistle. And if everybody's doing it, how can you say that's a dog whistle? Isn't that going to confuse the hell out of the dogs? Like, wait, you're a white supremacist? The black guy over there?
Right. I mean, and you know, well, don't dare go scuba diving either, because
right.
Yeah, his thread. I want to get him on here one of these days, though, because sometimes it's fun. I mean, I like him. He's a funny dude.
No, I like Faye. I do, but
but sometimes he starts tweeting, and all I can think of is Grandpa Simpson, screaming at the moon.
Well, he's in a weird place, and like things with that one. I think he honestly believes what he said there.
Oh, I do too.
But if you take just a common sense look at what you said, man, you're just wrong. The idea that what we should do is like, look, because that there's a joke on this, and maybe some real racists have used that sign, apparently to dog whistle to other people. Everybody should stop doing it, so we know that only they are dog whistling to each other.
Well,
what? How does that work?
Here, take a look at my screen because now here's a bunch of other hand signals you can't use because they could be misinterpreted. Can you see that?
Hang on, I'm bringing it up. Give me just a second.
Okay, I could share my screen.
There we go. Yeah.
So because every deaf person in America is doing nothing but dog whistling to racists, we have to stamp this out. And on that note, we got to call the end of the day. Hey, people! I first of all, I want to thank the Ranting Monkey for joining me today. You can see in the chat there is a link to his Streamlabs also. Well, those will get utilized more often. But Monkey, you got anything you want to say as we're heading out the door here?
We're on Scribe Lights channel tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. Come watch. Come hang out.
And also,
and thanks for having me on, Dog.
Oh, I appreciate you coming, man. And also, you can find the Monkey on Monkey in the Morning, random times in the morning, usually about the time I'm going to work. So I'm going to say roughly 1 o'clock your time. You usually start that, or midnight?
Usually about 2 a.m. Eastern time.
2 a.m. Eastern, so 1 o'clock Central. So if you're ever up that late, just look at your notifications and see if Monkey's streaming, because there's a good chance that he is, and that's always fun. Usually, now what happened to Dax? I haven't seen Dax on there lately.
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. Actually, Lady Monkey asked me that just this morning. I need to reach out to him, see if he's okay. But
often you'll hear Dax and Jack Cochran and Polydub often show up on Monkey in the Morning also. And for my show, I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. GMT for those people in other parts of the world. And we appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming and joining us on the Morning Night Live. Our next official show is Monday, but who knows? I might pop open the computer sometime this weekend too. So if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down there and make sure you hit the bell so that that you know when we go live on the air, or you can check my Twitter feed too. So thanks everybody for being here. My name's Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live.
Sorry about the technical
difficulties. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT.
Okay, so
a special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.